Welcome back to another allotment video. Today we are cleaning the hut. Now, before I let you see the inside, a little bit of a backstory. So I got the allotment in the summer, and when I got it, my first job was to clean the hut and tidying up, and I emptied loads of rubbish that was there and drove it to the local recycling center. But somehow it's got messy since, because all autumn and winter long I've just been chucking in things as they came. I was ordering things online for the allotment and I just chucked everything in, and right now it is looking horrific. I didn't have a really chance to clean it up until now because it was always rainy outside, so I didn't want to take all the things outside to clean it. But now that I have my polytunnel, I can actually decant everything to give it a proper clean. Now you may also notice that this hut isn't in the best shape. This is how I inherited it. The roof is missing. Some of my predecessors at this allotment did fix it up with this sheet of plastic, which actually holds pretty well, so I'm going to leave it be. One thing I would like to fix is this gap in the door, another easy access for the rat. Now I know even if I fix it, the rat will still get in somehow, but at least I can get rid of this little easy access for it. But yeah, let me show you the inside. Alright, this is what we're working with. So I am going to roll my sleeves up, put on these wellies and get to work and empty this whole thing and organize my things a bit better. I have some storage boxes I can use for that. And then if I have any leftover time, I would like to sow some seedlings today and also tidy up a little bit around the polytunnel, because I have random bits of construction material from the build still lying around. So I just want to put it all in one space so it's a bit more tidy. Okay, so new plan. This flimsy piece of wood that I thought was surely going to break is actually really sturdy, and it's got some support metal beams underneath. So I'm going to leave it be, and I'm just going to put my extra pieces on top of it, and I'm going to support it in the middle. I'm gonna build like a little tower here to support it. Perfect. Now I have emptied everything out. As you can see, the floor is absolute mess and chaos. As I said, I'm not really happy with the floor. I would love to fill the floor with some gravel to discourage the rat from camping here, because I know this is another space that she likes to hang out in. But at least I have managed to board up the gaps. Obviously this is not also going to fool her, but for my own peace of mind, I've boarded the most obvious gaps in the hut from the elements, and I also put these shelves in, which are cleaner. I got these offcuts from B&Q, from the offcut pile, for free. So I have a good bench to store things on. It's supported at the bottom by this pyramid of buckets, and I think that's about all I can do with the hut, so I'm going to start organizing it now. Okay, welcome to the shed. So, first things. So in the corner, I'm just storing my canes and all my long tools. And then we've got what just arrived is this fertilizer in a bucket, because I used to have one in a box, but the rat chewed through it. So I hope if it's in the bucket, it's gonna be fine. And then I've got some firewood and cardboard, flattened cardboard, because you never have enough cardboard. So then here I've got my plant supports and my flexible hoops that go over plant beds. And then this goes over, that's mesh netting. Here I've got more of protective netting, like wider one, so this one. Also, this is my climbing netting that I'm going to use later on in the season. Then here I am very happy about that. I have installed several, well, hooks. It's really just screws, but they hold up my tools. And also I've got more tools here and little tool buckets for some little tools and for a fire starter. So this is kind of my construction corner. And at the bottom here in this secure box, which I hope the rat will not get in, is my season extenders. So some polyethylene and some fleece, which I use for plant protection in the winter. So this is how it looks like. I'm really pleased with it. I just hope I can maintain it tidy. Also, one more thing I want to do, there's already some nails at the top. This is where I'm going to start hanging my gloves, because I'm really creeped out by the idea that the rat can be climbing all over the space, and I just really don't want it to get in touch with my gardening gloves. So I'm going to bring some clips from home, and I'm going to start hanging my gloves whenever I use them, also for them to dry. And I guess in the future I can also dry some plants here as well. So now that we've tackled the shed, let's have a look at what I brought today in my basket. So here is my basket. Not much in there today, mostly seeds, because all of my plants are in here. Again, my windowsills at home were just getting a bit too crowded, so I brought things here to harden them off. So we're gonna start with showing you peas. Yes, more peas. These are going to be outside peas, so the ones in a cold frame are not doing bad. I've just checked on them, but these are now going to go outside. So I'm going to keep them here in the polytunnel for about a week, and then next week I'm going to plant them outside. Another thing we've brought in to harden off is my lettuces. So I've got 2 types of lettuces in here. And finally I've also brought some herbs. So I've got some parsley in here and some laveage. And I've just sown more seedlings in here at home into the other empty spots. So there's gonna be another batch of parsley growing on in these. So that was the house haul. And now what I brought in terms of seeds, what I need to plant today. Some lupins, because I just had a look. I planted some in autumn and I think they might have died over the winter. They seem to be a little too small and I don't think they survived, even though it's supposed to be perennial. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to start over. So I'm gonna be sowing some lupins. I'm also gonna be sowing more sweet peas. So I've got these ones which I've been growing since January. These are gonna go in the ground soon, but I want to go crazy on sweet peas this year, so I want to sow some more. Now I have a polytunnel. More lettuces. So I've got endive, and we're also going to do some vegetables, a couple of them. So kohlrabi. Kohlrabi is one of my favorite vegetables. If you haven't heard about it, please try it. I absolutely love it. It reminds me of my childhood. This is the stuff that's been growing in every grandmother's vegetable patch, because this comes from Central Europe. So I am Czech, from the Czech Republic, but this vegetable is very typical for this region of Central Europe, Germany, Austria, Czech Republic. So yeah, this is kind of my heart vegetable. I really want to get some good crop this year. Last year I did plant it quite late and I managed to get a kohlrabi the size of a golf ball, but they can be huge, you know. You can't grow them too big because then they get really hard and just not quite nice, but when they're young and fresh, they taste something between cucumber radish type thing, cucumber radish broccoli. I don't know, like it's got a really unique flavor and it's really refreshing. I think some people boil them, but I have never ever seen anyone in the Czech Republic eat it cooked. We always just eat them raw, so you would like slice it and put it on a slice of bread with butter as a cucumber. It's really nice. And then I've got celery, so we're gonna give it a shot. Let's do it.
As the sun slowly crept into the sky, it filled the morning air with warmth and life. Sounds of birds in harmony, and you there right next to me.
And we're done. This is it. I haven't managed to tidy up around the polytunnel, but I did sow the seedlings and the hut is now pretty tidy, so I'm overall happy. But I have just realized that I'm missing my little spade, so I am on a hunt for it. It's one of those things, like you always leave it somewhere and then you just don't know. It blends in with the surrounding and you just can't find it. So I'm gonna be looking for my spade before I leave because I don't want it to end up in the rain over the week. But thank you so much guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little episode and I'll see you next time.
Stars and the moon in the nighttime sky, I'm by your side.